There were a lot of clunky guns in 2008's World at War. While they dealt high damage, their slow aim down sights time and reload speeds could bring the game to a crawl. Enter the MP40. This popular submachine gun kept you quick on your feet, had enough bullets to spare, and had higher damage than any gun in its class. At close quarters, your enemies didn't stand a chance. And don't lie, you used the stopping power perk. We all did. Most of the submachine guns in this game were pretty good. The Thompson, PPSH, and even the Type 100. However, the king is, and always will be, the MP40. You're probably familiar with the FR-556 in Warzone and Modern Warfare. In Warzone, this thing was one of the worst guns you could possibly use. Even in a fun, off-meta build, you'd lose to just about anyone. So in August of 2020, the FR-5, I'm just gonna call it the FAMAS, got a range buff to make it more competitive in Warzone. However, this buff also accidentally worked on the 12-gauge Deputy underbarrel shotgun. Stupid name aside, this attachment became one of the most destructive things in the entire game. It was a 2-shot kill, one for the armor and the other to eliminate.
Oh my god, no.
This gun made me take a week off of Warzone and question my life choices. But before you know it, it was quickly patched and we went back to not using it. Let's move on to Black Ops 2 and its legendary sniper rifles. Just about all of them were a one-shot kill to anywhere on the body. I'm not much of a sniper myself, and I definitely didn't snipe when this game came out, but boy, I wish I did. It's no wonder every time I saw one of these bad boys, it was decked out in diamond camo. Just listen to this. How many times do you remember hearing that right before you got laid out? Back in the day, I wish someone told me how easy this was. By the way, this footage you're watching was captured this week, so these guns are still busted. I'm telling you, even if you're not a sniper fan, you don't know the word broken until you've used one of these. Loved by many, the MP7 in Modern Warfare 3 was a little terror. I booted up the game and my memories with the gun came flooding back. This thing was the Moab machine, the pocket ACR, the close quarters king. Its biggest strengths were its low, predictable recoil and its super fast fire rate. On paper, it wasn't the strongest submachine gun, but its handling made it feel like an assault rifle. If you were in close range of an enemy, the MP7 did all the heavy lifting and lasered them off the map. It also had plenty of ammo to spare with its stock 40-round magazine. This gun feels too good to be true. Infinity Ward could have easily added recoil or nerfed the magazine size to half, but they didn't. And now the MP7 remains in the Broken Gun Hall of Fame. I love it, you love it, let's move on. Right after this double. Most semi-auto rifles in Call of Duty are pretty unremarkable. However, the FAL OSW from Black Ops 2 was memorable for how destructive it was. As a base weapon, it was a solid 2 to 3 shot kill with super low recoil. But when you reached level 10, you unlocked the select fire attachment that made this thing full auto. When paired with the grip, this thing became the broken mess you probably remember. Of course, word got out, and Treyarch patched this monstrosity by adding recoil to the select fire when it was attached. Although, some people say the extra kick helped them get more headshots, so uh-oh. When the first Black Ops game launched in 2010, we were given the broken-ass FAMAS. It was an early unlockable gun that got plenty of attention for its high fire rate and low recoil. I personally prefer the Galil, but I think it's because my memories with the FAMAS were post-patch. That's right, this thing got nerfed with the 1.1 update that shook up the recoil, slowed down the aim down sights time, and widened the bullet spread of its hip fire. This gun is still fun today, but it's a shell of what it once was long ago. What can I say about the ACR? We've talked about it before in our Best Guns of Call of Duty video, where our very own Dave Jewett kindly reflects on it as we all do. When you think of the ACR, you think of one thing, that recoil. Or should I say the lack of it? When playing Modern Warfare 2 back in 2009, this was the first gun I remember ever being called a laser. It was that legendary steadiness that popularized it. And even though it wasn't the most powerful, it was a breeze connecting shots and taking down enemies from just about any range you can conceive. Any attachment you added was simply a bonus, but some fan favorites include the silencer and the extended magazine. What you're seeing here is actually footage from Modern Warfare 3, where the ACR still kicked ass. Let's talk about some of the weapons in Call of Duty's most recent title, Cold War. At the time of recording, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War has been out for less than a month. Players were quick to find that the M16 and the AUG were just nasty. Let's put it this way, both of them were nerfed after the game's launch week. They each had their damage ranges dropped, burst delays increased, and reduced effectiveness of the laser attachment. And you know what? They're still good. I played around with the AUG here and did so well that my next lobby was filled with some pretty tough customers. I got work and got a notification saying to erase the game from my hard drive and just try again next year. And while I'm here, I might as well mention Call of Duty 4's M16. This thing was one of the grandfathers of broken weapons.
I love the young people.
Most shotguns in Call of Duty are solid when used correctly. Close quarters, small maps, you know the deal. But what if one of your shotguns was also a sniper rifle? Enter the 7.25 from Modern Warfare. The range was filthy, but to be fair, I think Infinity Ward encouraged players to use the 7.25 this way due to all of its long range attachments and its optional slug ammo. But it was just too much. Players were building sniper classes because Modern Warfare, and they were going on rampages until the massive November 8th update. This fixed the aim down sights time, widened its hip fire, and of course, reduced that range. At the time, Warzone wasn't even out yet, but you know it would be the OP gun of the week if it were. Ah, the MP5. I don't know about you, but when I use this gun, I feel like I'm cheating, and that's in both Modern Warfare and Cold War. Like others on this list, the MP5 isn't the strongest weapon in its class. In fact, in terms of damage, it's Cold War's weakest submachine gun. So why is this thing so good? Well, it's got low recoil, great aim down sights, high fire rate, and a slew of useful attachments that make this thing incredibly versatile. Even in a game like Cold War, where bullet velocity is a very real thing, the MP5 hits like a truck, and is a contender for the best submachine gun for 2 Call of Duty titles in a row. When the M16, AUG, and FFAR were nerfed a week after launch, you bet your ass the MP5 was too. Next up, we have a few guns from Black Ops 4, beginning with the VMP. I'll be honest, I didn't grind Black Ops 4's multiplayer long enough to see the VMP return. I remember it from Black Ops 3, but in our last video, you all said it was broken, especially in Black Ops 4. Well, I downloaded it, and oh my god. You guys were right. This thing is gross. Also, an honorable mention goes out to the Stingray, which a few of you mentioned in part 1's comments. I never got to unlock it, but watching footage of this thing pre-patch makes me queasy, so I'll take your word for it. The AS Val. You already know where I'm going with this. When this thing launched with Season 6, it was an unassuming assault rifle that had a built-in suppressor. It had a fast time to kill, a small magazine size, and worked really well at short range. However, at level 42, you unlocked the 9x39 ammo conversion that broke Warzone in half. While the description calls for a higher bullet penetration, this was able to shoot through any structure you can think of, and not just a single barrier either. Players were wall banging their shots and using the snapshot grenade to find anyone and everyone. It took zero effort to rack up kills, and the only thing that could stop you in the final circle was another player doing the exact same thing. Funny enough, the other gun released alongside the AS Val was the SPR 208, which was also busted. Both of these guns got their patches, but the impact had been made. These guns were definitely broken. Next, we have Infinite Warfare's Proteus. In the Days of Summer event that took place in June of 2017, we were gifted 3 free guns, and one of them was the Proteus Sniper Shotgun Hybrid. While it sounded kinda strange, it didn't matter, because on launch day, this gun was a hot mess. It had a game-breaking bug where when hip fired, your shot would land on the nearest opponent. That's right, the Proteus had a built-in aimbot. What's worse is that it was a one-shot kill. The Proteus was patched within 24 hours, but as you can see here, people had loads of fun and captured their memories online for us to enjoy. By the way, even after the patch, this thing is still supposedly pretty damn nasty. Did you get your hands on the broken Proteus for the day? Let me know in the comments. Next up is the Fennec, but probably not the one you're thinking of. We're talking Call of Duty Mobile. I booted up the game and gave it a try, and yeah, this shouldn't be allowed. I didn't even need to dual wield them to see what you guys meant. One Fennec alone just rips through everyone. This footage is recorded using the desktop app, but trust me when I say I had the same experience on my actual phone. Black Ops 3's 205 Brecci shotgun. From the comment section of our part 1 video, this was by far the most highly requested gun. We've previously discussed the Brecci on our channel, so I figured you guys didn't want to hear about it. I was wrong. This semi-auto shotgun killed faster than almost any other weapon in the game. 2 shots from the hip was all it took. This gun also fell victim to the jitter mod. This would glitch your firing animation and spam your shots faster than you intended. Even after that was patched out, players flocked to the Brecci for its fast time to kill and spammy qualities. Again, on paper, it wasn't supposed to be the best shotgun, but here we are still talking about it. It was so smooth and deadly, to the point of annoyance. You could just pick up your controller and wail on children who don't obey the ESRB ratings. Bottom line, people love the Brecci and love to hate it. But I think we can all agree, it was broken. Remember, if you don't see the broken gun you were thinking of on this list, check out part 1 here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.